Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining for the SHINEcast podcast. I am from UpValley Family Centers. My name is Yessi Martinez. I'm the student wellness specialist and wellness coach here at the Wellness Center. And today we have Jimena and Christopher, and they're going to share a little bit about themselves.
Hello, my name is Christopher Duran Infante. I go to Calistoga Junior Senior High School. I am a senior this year. I'm going to commit to SF State and do my 2-year prerequisites to go into nursing. So, yeah, that's a little bit about me. How about you, Jimena?
Okay, so I'm Helena Nina Sanchez, and I am a senior here at the St. Helena High School. And next year, I'm going to be going to the Napa Community College and then transferring to a law school in San Francisco.
That's so exciting. So this week's topic, it's going to be about accessibility to mental health resources on campus and in the community. So Jimena and Chris are going to share a little bit about what it's like to have resources on campus and what it's like, living out in the outsides of towns and how hard that can be. And so to start off, I want to ask you guys, is there a person at school or community who understands your real life situation, and how has that affected your mental health this year?
Okay, there's a lot of people, but I'm going to say Yessi just because she is like kind of the person that operates the Wellness Center, which is where I go to for my resources. And we didn't always have it here. It opened last year towards the end of my junior year. And I just remember there was like flyers everywhere, and I decided to go. And it's like actually like changed my life a lot because last year was a tough year. And this year has just been incredible. And I think part of it has to do with becoming a mental health ambassador and just coming here and doing the activities. It's just been so great.
Like, I don't know if there's somebody that sees the whole real life, but like there's different people who see like different parts of my aspect in my real life. So that's why it's like important to always seek out more than one resource or one person, because I don't think somebody can fully understand you to the extent, but like to an extent they can. So I don't know. I feel like for me, it's like it's always been reaching out to the counselor, and seeing where those resources like, take me. But yeah, it's just like searching and like getting help to search and then find different resources instead of just one.
Do you think it would be helpful to have a wellness center at your school, and maybe what that difference would be for you and other students?
I feel like, yeah, because I have an internship at the elementary school, and I do teach kindergarten this year, and we do have a wellness center for the elementary school, and I see every time they go there, especially I saw it last year with my third graders, it really supported them when they were having like very difficult days or, kids with different needs. It definitely benefited them just talking to someone about their mental health, like what's going on and how to like process with it, especially going into a classroom. And I feel like especially like kinder or third, like they're barely understanding what it means to be in a classroom growing up. And like their kids kind of going into like more into like the upper grade, which is like 4th, 5th, and 6th for the elementary school. And then after that, and I feel like for me, just having a dedicated place for mental health and like to search, I feel like that would have been nice. They have these little swinging chairs. Like I want to be swinging in a little chair. Like, I don't know.
What do you think is the biggest need on your campus right now for students around mental health, or like for you, Jimena, now that we have the wellness center, what do you think students are using the wellness center the most for?
I think they usually use it like as a space to like reset, like when you need a break. There's like tons of stuff to do here, and then we always have activities. We're always looking for opportunities for new activities. And I think almost everyone in the school has used the Wellness Center at least once or like talked about it, just because this is a drastic change. Like I remember this hallway, like before the Wellness Center, it was just like empty offices with like boxes and no one would really come here. And I think this has improved our school a lot, and I hope for more projects similar to this.
What difference would it have made if there was a wellness center like since the beginning of elementary school, middle school? And do you think that would have made like a huge difference for you guys?
I feel like, yeah. I feel like especially like in Calistoga, we're like mainly like a Hispanic community, and I feel like sometimes like mental health is something we don't really talk about. It can be sometimes taboo for different families, for different cultures. Like it's just different for every family as we grow and like how you're raised. And I feel like if we had that at such a young age, like kindergarten or even TK, we would have been able to talk about mental health from the beginning and kind of like feel more comfortable to talk about it. Because I feel like when I first started talking about it, I feel like it was mostly during COVID. Like I feel like COVID definitely had a mental health toll on me, but it was like, oh, kind of weird to talk about it because in my family we don't talk about it that much. But I feel like if I were to have that during like my kinder years, like, oh, it's like at that point it wouldn't be so hard to talk about.
So if you guys don't know that Hispanics have the lowest graduation rate right now, and I think part of that has to do with the stigma that we have in our community with talking about it, like even just talking about it. So I feel like that wouldn't have been the case if we had more places like this growing up, like a space at school to talk about these feelings and what they mean and how to navigate them. It definitely would have made a huge impact, especially on me, if I had stuff like this growing up.
Yeah, something cool is that the wellness centers it's something that's barely starting, so not all of the schools have it. And one of the biggest things that I've noticed on campus is that there's that stigma around male identifying individuals and around the Hispanic culture that they're not supposed to talk about their feelings and that they have to be strong. But it's very interesting to see that a lot of our students who are coming in and checking in with me are actually male identifying students. So it's really showing that this space is really providing a safe space for students to come and talk, and maybe that's something that they don't have at home. And so I think that's pretty cool. And I want to ask, what's the biggest difference between the support you feel like on a Tuesday morning versus a Saturday on the weekend? Like, where do you go when you need that type of mental health support if you don't have it at home?
For reaching support, I don't know. Like I don't know. Like I feel like from a Tuesday to a Saturday, it's just like if I need help, I'll find it as soon as I can. But if like there is no availability, like due to like I don't know the place or the time, like I know there's ways to cope or like find support within yourself. And like for me, sleeping. I love sleeping. Like y'all don't play. Like sleeping is amazing.
Okay, so let's say you're having a rough weekend and you don't have the resources, you don't know coping skills. How does that affect how you're showing up to school on a Monday morning? Or like let's say you have a rough evening with your family or whatever is going on at home. How does that affect the way you show up to school the next day?
If I was still in that place, because I have been at that place, it would probably be like how it was. I was always like sleep deprived, in a bad mood, being snappy with others. My grades weren't doing well, which is why this is so important, because it's not just about our mental health and all that. It's because it's rooted in everything else. Everything starts up here and it travels everywhere else. You need to be well to do well in other aspects like grades. So I'm super glad that we have places like this, and feel super privileged to have a place like this at my school.
Yeah, I agree. I think the same thing. Like I feel like if I had like, some really like a bad week or something like that and I show up to school, I don't really show it. I just really keep it to myself. But I'm very like not disoriented. Like I don't concentrate on the things I need to. Or sometimes I can get like, how like mentally, like if you're really like not okay doing mentally, you can also get physically sick. Like sometimes I get really bad headaches.
Yeah. How does that make you feel when teachers just assume that you're just tired or you don't want to do work, but in reality it's so much more deeper than I'm just tired or I didn't get good sleep? And
it makes me feel like invalidated, like disconnected from them, which is also important. I know it's like sounds weird, but it is important to have connections with your teachers. After all, they are the ones teaching you and are going to be the ones grading your stuff. So if you guys have a good connection, I feel like that also does improve how well you do in that class and how much you retain and learn in there.
I feel like it can make you very like seen, very it can make you feel very unseen. I feel like especially it's also like working in the elementary school a little bit now over like this year and last year. You can see like what it means to be an educator. Like this might be a little controversial like opinion, I guess, but like I feel like there's some people who think like teachers just go teach what you need to teach and leave. But I feel like it's more than that. Just to be an educator, it's like being there for your student, like for them to feel like safe around you and be able to come to you when there's anything needed. And I feel like that's what an educator does. It's like be there for students in all times and be there to support them. And I feel like if you're a teacher who, doesn't do that, maybe let's rethink our, our decisions in life. Take an ethics class. They're always free somewhere.
I think for me, like opening the wellness center has kind of been like a full circle moment because I am a first generation student. My parents did not know what resources were available. I kind of had to figure it out, like going into college, and I was like, what am I doing? Who do I go to? I need help. And I did not like see many teachers on campus who looked like me. And it was something very hard because I very much question like who understands me, who can guide me through this. So now that I'm here, from my own experiences, I've learned that, I want every student who walks into this wellness center to be heard and seen and understood, and know that somebody is on here to like help them through anything and any questions that they have. Like, even if I don't know, like we'll find you the help. I mean, yeah, it's been pretty cool seeing how much I can help these students and being that person that I once didn't have. So it's the reasons why I love my job. It's pretty cool seeing students come in and be like, thank you for helping me, for supporting my dreams. And I mean, I worked very closely with Helena and seeing her resilience and her growth, being a mental health ambassador. And she shows up on her hard days and is still showing up for others. So I really feel like that speaks a lot about her. And I hope more teachers can understand students and not just see them for their academics and not just see them as, everyone comes in through those doors and has different backgrounds, different experiences. They're not all the same. And so I think that's something that some teachers and admins miss a lot in not understanding. All the students are coming from different socioeconomic backgrounds, cultures, languages, and I think it's very important that we educate ourselves with that and make everyone feel seen and understood.
So I know we already touched base about the first generation with Yessi. I think we need to make it more general. Like, this country is built on immigrants, and I feel like we do talk about that, but we don't talk about it enough. Just the pressure of like completing your parents' like American dream, because that's what they came here for a better place for you. That is so much pressure, having to do all the things that they didn't want to do or couldn't do, I mean. And it's beautiful, but also can be so stressful at times, especially at high school. It's like such a sensitive time, like very high pressure time. And just like I'm graduating soon, and yes, I'm excited to like do what I'm supposed to do after high school, but I'm also really, really scared because I don't know if things are gonna play out the way I want them to play out, or if I'm gonna let people down by wanting to do something else. And I just try to remind myself that even though, yes, they came here for a better life for me, it's my life, and I get to decide what I want to do with it, not my parents.
Like when you're the first kid, like your parents are like also the first experience being a parent. Like, yeah, they kind of sucked at first. It's fine. Like, that's why, like, and they kind of give you trauma and stuff. But like, we forgive and, we move on and we grow. But like definitely adds a lot of pressure. Like you're expected, especially like being like a male Latino, like, oh, you're supposed to do this and you're supposed to do that. And like these are the expectations of the family because like, well, I don't know, those are the expectations of the family. And like once you start like breaking those expectations, it's like, is he okay? Like, I don't know. Like it definitely adds pressure and sometimes like makes you like question like if you're doing everything right as you should. And then like you look back to your siblings and like sometimes like you wish you were the youngest one because I'm just like, damn, lo andan chiqueando. Like I see my little brother and I'm like, they don't tell him anything. Like I'm like, oh, okay. So like I don't know. It just like makes you think about life. But I'm also kind of grateful that I was the guinea pig in a way because I always say, like I always quote Kelly Clarkson, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Because like it's true, like I feel like all like I went through made me a more like mature person in a way. I'm not trying to say I'm the most mature person out there, okay guys, but like definitely I'm mature in my own way, and I'm kind of grateful for that part because I'm still here and I'm still learning and growing as a person, and I feel like that's the beauty of like being human.
Yeah, I definitely can agree with you. I think it can be hard having to balance all of those things and responsibilities, like at work, at home, and just creating my own life separate from them. So I can definitely understand what you guys are going through, and it can be hard. But I think in this generation, now that mental health is more integrated in the culture and we are learning more about it, it allows for healing. It allows for first generation students or old, being the oldest child to break those generational cycles and trauma, and we can heal and we can, later be better parents or our partners or, whatever it is, and just heal that inner child that we have in us. And I think that's what's really cool about mental health now and breaking away from those stigmas and the Hispanic culture or any other culture that does not believe in mental health, because it's not just the Hispanic culture. There's many others who don't believe in it at all.
Yeah, to touch base on what you said, mainly around being the oldest, it's not only the pressure of following in your parents' footsteps or like breaking out, spreading your wings. It's also so hard being the oldest when you have younger siblings because you're like walking so they can run. Like you are the stepping stone, and oh my god, you're just like such a huge influence on them. They look up to you, and that's why I don't be like messing around, because I don't want to influence them to do bad things. I want to influence them to go into the right path, their path, whatever path they choose. I remember at an event here, they like asked about my brother, and they're like, oh, he's like 12. Isn't that like a rough age? I was like, he's growing into his own person, It can be difficult, but that's natural, You're like at this weird age where you just are becoming your own person. And I think that's so important. I wouldn't call myself the guinea pig, but I get why you called yourself that. It's more like a trial run. But it's just been so like different emotions, like watching my mom grow into her own because like if I were like to show you pictures of when I was a baby, like my mom was still a baby, like she still had her baby face and everything. She did not know what she was doing. But luckily for my mom, actually that's the reason she came here in California, is because she has a lot of family already that immigrated here, and they were able to actually help her a lot raising me. So thankfully it wasn't too bad with me. I was very spoiled with all my family. Oh my god, thank you. I'm so like privileged to have that, because not everyone's parents had that, like people to guide them through having a kid, because it's a big responsibility to have a kid. Like you are carrying in a life, you are shaping them and the person that they will become. So it's definitely a lot of pressure on them too.
Speaking on that, or adding on to that, now that I'm older, I understand my parents. Like I understand that they did the best that they could with what they had. Being in this field and going to school, I understand why maybe I had to experience some of the things that I did. And, it's hard, just like some of the things that we went through, but I can't be mad at them because they didn't know any better. And so something that I always remind or like see them is that they're also somebody's child, and they also went through so many things that they probably have their like own healing to do, and I know they're trying their best, and they probably don't mean any intention to do us any harm. And like you said, it's, you know, being the first time parents for them, that was probably hard, and coming into a country where they didn't know English, they didn't know anything, leaving their family behind. So I'm glad that now we have so many resources to help them and us. And I just think it needs to be more available at schools to help out the future generations.
I don't know. I want to talk back about the topic of like, I feel like I like when you said like you understand like what your parents do as much as you grow. And I agree to that, but also I'm like a little different with it because I feel like as I grow, like I'm able to have more like serious conversation with my parents as an older age, and we're able to talk about like how my childhood was and like sometimes even laugh at it. But sometimes those conversations can get serious and emotional for both of us. But I'm very like, I feel like especially with my mom, I feel like we always have a deeper conversation, like a deeper connection. I've always been close to my mommy. So I'm like, okay. But like, I don't know. I feel like I understand them, but I never like tell them an excuse to what they did to me. Because I'm not saying like they did to me. Like I understand where they're coming from, but that's a reason, not an excuse. And I feel like having that mindset is also important because you don't want to feel like, oh, you know, they went through that. So it's not a, you know, it makes sense. It's kind of like, yeah, on a wonder bridge.
No, yeah.
Like for me, it's like, we can talk about it and like own up to both, because I feel like as a son I even like made some mistakes. I feel like I probably hurt my mom the same way she probably hurt me in some moments in life, and I feel like it's just important to take ownership of it, like ownership of your mistakes, and grow from it. Not make an excuse, but make it a reason of why this happened and how you can do better. I feel like that's just a topic I want to talk about, because like to what you said, because I think it's really important to understand each other. I feel like empathy is such a beautiful like thing to have. It's what makes us human. With empathy, there's so much greatness into the world, and I feel like if everybody have empathy, the world will be a better place. And it's important to not only do it like people outside of your family, because I feel like it's so easy to like not focus on the things in your family that are doing wrong. It's like, oh, it's family, you know. But like once you start focusing on the things in your family, like having empathy, love, and understanding, I think that's important. That's just something I wanted to touch on.
I think it's also important because we are more educated in like the whole mental health. We can also educate them, and sometimes they don't like to understand things. But I think the more we talk about it with them, the more they will understand, and you know, hopefully, you know, take accountability one day, and learn and grow with each other.
But if you do that, like try to teach your parents and do all of that, be very patient with them, because I feel like if you rush it, it will just make you two clash. It's not, you need to be very slow. It's kind of weird, but it's kind of like treat them like your kid, like they don't know anything about this. They weren't educated. So I know that can be so hard, because it's like, I'm the kid, why am I teaching them? But it is important, and you guys will grow closer, and that is a very beautiful thing to have a good relationship with your parents. It's great.
Just to wrap things up, if you could record a 30-second message to the people who decide where the money goes to at your school, what would your message be?
I think I would ask for them to fund like online resources, because a lot of the times, everything's digital now, and because everything's digital now, everything requires subscriptions. Yeah. So it's hard to find good like news articles for like projects and stuff like that. So definitely that, and then obviously wellness centers like this, and more teachers. I know that's like weird because we live in a small town, but even though we're a small town, it's not like there's 2 kids out here. We need a lot of teachers, because I think it's super important for us to have more classes. I say that we have a good amount of electives, but you can never have too many electives because there's so many people, so many different interests, and I think that would really open the door for a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I want to agree on that. Like, I feel like more programs would be nice. Like, I look at other schools and I talk with my friends. Like, there's like high schools with like different programs that give them more opportunities to go to different places and experience things like they want to pursue as a career in the future. And like, I was like, even if we're a small school, it would still be nice to have those resources and programs just as any other kid could, you know? So that would be nice for us to have.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you guys. And thank you for sharing your experience and being vulnerable. It's hard, but I appreciate that.